Welcome, everybody. The weekend is upon us, and I'll be reading the energies of all 12 signs from Spirit for the weekend of June 3rd through June 5th. Now, let's get right to it and reveal what Spirit foresees for you this weekend. And hello to you, Capricorn. We're starting out with the Page of Wands, Justice, and Judgment. So that's quite a pair you have there. The power cards that you have are both involving a sense of fair play and being forthright. So starting out with your action card, let's go ahead and start with your action card though. The Page of Wands. The Page of Wands actually speaks to enthusiasm and ambition and good news about what's happening for you, just unbridled enthusiasm. So even though you have these two cards, well, why not be enthusiastic about knowing the difference between right and wrong? This weekend is going to be very positively enforced for you. You're going to be seeking some legal issues, it seems like, though, or at least something along the lines of contractual. But because you have both justice and judgment, I would say it's going to be something where you are going to be called upon to help someone to make a decision that does involve legality. So knowing that, and knowing that justice is strongly linked to Libra, that karma that you will get, that sense of good karma from being in this position, will definitely work in your favor. Now, judgment, we know, talks a little bit more about being that sense of fair play, that sense of right and wrong within yourself. So those two in the same reading are really cool because you are definitely going to be delving into yourself and being very positively enforced about about this situation. You're going to definitely help resolve it. And it will just be to the person's, maybe even to yourself. With that sense of enthusiasm, I would think that it would probably be for yourself, that you are going to move forward with something that does involve legality, does involve a sense of your sense of virtue, who you are, how you look at things, how you judge things. So you are going to come out of this feeling very positive about yourself and about your decision-making process. And if you are called upon to help someone else, it's going to reinforce how strongly your sense of virtue is, how strong you are as a person. Really realizing that you are good, you have good intentions, is what I should say. You have good intentions for others as well as yourself. And that's a wonderful way to be. And good for you, Capricorn. So be true to yourself, be true to others. That's what I see for you this weekend. Now we have Virgo. For Virgo, we're starting out with the Empress, nice, strong, and wonderful power card. We have the Ace of Cups. So another emotional card, a card that taps into your emotions, and then the Eight of Pentacles. So since we have these two that we know are so strongly linked to emotion, let's go ahead and look at the Eight of Pentacles first. So looking at the Eight of Pentacles, it's talking about new opportunities for advancement, working toward a long-term financial goal or a career goal. But because we have these emotional cards, I'm thinking it's more along the lines of something that's personal, possibly even family oriented, because we know that the Empress speaks to domestic harmony and things that are necessary for the home, for the home and hearth, for the family. She's holding that family crest, so we know that family is very strongly rooted to the Empress. So then we have the Ace of Cups, with the Ace of Cups just overflowing with that emotional feeling, with strong ties, just utter sense of love. So that Eight of Pentacles would definitely be speaking to something long-term or long-term prosperity for your family, for someone who you care very deeply for. It also connects with skilled work. So perhaps this might be a weekend where you're going to invest yourself in per se the family business, something that your family is involved in. I know lots of times families have things that financially they support, like you are very involved in the church, or you are very involved in the Boy Scouts, or something along those lines. Perhaps this weekend, Virgo, you're going to use that sense of analysis, your love for things that are very cut and dried and very practical, using that along with it. So even though there's so much heart here, so much emotion involved, it's also saying that you're going to be using your strong sense of your meticulous nature to help with that. So definitely connecting you with a family-oriented thing that is also financial. So that's why I'm thinking something along the lines of Boy Scouts, or like I said, the church. So you're going to be, not necessarily even money, giving your time, making sure that your family is noted and appreciated in that light and with that service. So excuse me. So Virgo, just make sure that you realize that your practical nature is going to be appreciated by these people, and it's probably something that they need as well. Whether that be just working with your family members in general towards something for the family, or something outside your family where you have that involvement. So that is what I'm seeing for you this weekend, Virgo. And now we have Aries. So with Aries, we start with the Fool, lovely power card. Some challenge with the Five of Swords, and another nice power card, Temperance. If you've watched me before, you know I really love Temperance. Just because as a Libra, that sense of balance that Temperance brings is very, very comforting. Very comforting, and it's very good with the Fool, because the Fool is actually saying that you should be strong enough and have a free enough spirit to allow yourself to take that leap of faith, something that requires you to just trust in what's going on. Now let's look at your challenge, because as you can see with the Fool, it looks as though he is just innocently going to walk off this precipice, off this cliff, even being warned by his faithful dog. But he's got the sun at his shoulder, and as you can see, he just looks like, I'm on an adventure. So he's trusting that wherever he goes, it's going to be to his benefit. So with the Five of Swords, it's representing a wake-up call. So in this case, it looks like Aries, this weekend, you should be aware of your surroundings, aware of what's happening to you, for you, with you. Temperance is saying that you are going to have that balance, that sense of balance. You're going to weigh the situation, but you also need to be aware that even though it looks as though it could be treacherous, it's going to work out in your favor. So your challenge is there, and you know that you need to be astute and pay attention, but have the guts to move forward with it. And this could bring you to something completely new, something that you didn't know was in your, not necessarily your field of expertise, or something that you would automatically know you would be comfortable with, but it's saying that it's there. And if you just have that sense of wonder, like, I want to know what's going to happen with this. I feel like I need to move forward with it, even though it could be a risk. Take that risk this weekend, Aries. There's no reason why you shouldn't, and you do tend to be impulsive, but that's okay. The Fool is saying that your impulsive nature is actually going to work to your benefit this weekend. So knowing that you have Temperance to balance these two out, and the Fool is saying that your decision is going to be to your best advantage, go ahead and take that leap of faith. See what happens with it. Trust that you know what's best for you, even though those around you might say it's too risky, it's too treacherous, it's silly to try it. I'm not talking about jumping off the roof or licking an electrical outlet, for goodness sake. But if it's something you've been thinking you want to try, the Fool says you should try it. And now for Taurus, starting with a Six of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. So we do have a lovely, just still, just even keel Zen power card for you. But you do have action as your number one card, and you do have money. So the Six of Wands represents victory and a strong sense of self-confidence. And like you're getting rewarded for something that you've done. Something is going to be happening for you that you have wanted and you have worked toward, and you are going to feel it's well-deserved and good for you, Taurus. It's going to come to you this weekend. It's really going to appeal to your more generous side. Something's going to give you that ability to feel more in tune with that generous nature that you have. Let's look at your Ten of Pentacles. Your money cards is referring to home and family, usually something from the past. Can also involve wise planning for the future. So it's a nice card for financial situations in general. Either something from the past or inheritance-wise is coming to you. And even though it's money, it's a Pentacles card, I would say that could be anything. It could, with the Six of Wands saying that you are going to be successful and rewarded for something you've done. The Ten of Pentacles is saying that this is something that could have been from the past. And I think with the Six of Wands, I would actually say this is something from the past. Usually family oriented, so inheritance is very, very strongly suggested with the Ten of Pentacles. But because you've worked hard for it and it's something that you feel you deserved, I'm saying it's more like you've been planning for yourself. You have been doing things for yourself, using your past experience to make things happen for you right now. The Hanged Man is representative of just a period of stillness where you are contemplating and thinking about things. So this weekend is going to be the pinnacle of all those things that you have been planning for, or not necessarily a lot of things, something that has been in the works for a long time, something you have been very steadfast about, is going to come to fruition for you. And you're going to have the good sense to step back and really think about it and give yourself that moment to realize what it is you want to do with it. Almost like a meditation. What am I going to do with this past event and this past work that is now going to benefit me right where I am right now? So a nice even keel weekend for you, Taurus. Now for Sagittarius, we're starting with the Four of Swords, with the Hierophant, and the Five of Pentacles. So with the Hierophant, you have that nice strong power card. That one really speaks to almost like a spiritual leader, someone who is going to help bring you past the brink of spiritual growth, someone who's going to bring you into your more spiritual self, being more in tune with that. Your first card, your challenge card, the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is in regard to recovery and relaxation. A period of contemplation. So if you're in a period of contemplation right now, Sagittarius, which could be a bit of a slippery slope for you because you tend to have a bit of an undisciplined nature and very idealistic and philosophical. So definitely look to this Hierophant, normally representative of Taurus. If you know any strong thinkers, any Tauruses out there that would be useful to you to help keep you in check, help keep your mind where it needs to be this weekend while you're contemplating things and you are actually trying to make some time so that you can be more thoughtful with the important things in your life. This weekend might be a good time for that. I'm actually kind of feeling that it might be I'm feeling some sort of retreat. I know that's weird, but with the Five of Pentacles, that is the money card that talks about feeling like you are isolated, like you're missing out on things that other people have. Not necessarily, well, yeah, envious, feeling like you can't afford to do these things. But with the Hierophant and then with that Four of Swords saying that sense of recovery and relaxation, it makes me think about a retreat. Perhaps a retreat for learning how to handle money better, a retreat for your work, where you are going, if people that are involved in this retreat are going to end up being rewarded with getting promotions sooner, being looked at for just something different, not just a promotion, but maybe something that would require that outside influence, something that's saying that you are going to kind of get what you deserve. So definitely thinking that that is happening for you this weekend, Sagittarius. And because of that optimistic nature, you'll do very well. It's something that's definitely going to be to your advantage, no doubt about that. So if you're on a retreat this weekend or your boss says, hey, want to go to a retreat this weekend? Why, yes, I do. And now for Leo, starting with the Ten of Cups, King of Wands, and the Three of Wands. So action-heavy reading for you this weekend, Leo. And with your passionate nature, it's kind of nice that you have action and then you have some emotion, some romance. So that passionate nature is definitely, you're going to be working that out this weekend. So with the Ten of Cups, we're talking about love and joy, just feeling like you're on top of the world, feeling like you're connected to the world, understanding what's going on. Just even though the Ten of Cups doesn't represent maternal or paternal instincts, it does speak to strong stability at home. So a domestic weekend, something family oriented. Then we have your action card, your King of Wands. The King of Wands is speaking to leadership and compassion. And then the Three of Wands is talking about having foresight and your initiative paying off. And just a good time for making long-term plans. So with that strong emotional card, I'm thinking this is something more along the lines of a family trip, a family reunion, getting the family together, just really, that, like I said, that sense of connectedness. What better than a family reunion or something that pulls all of these people you love together? It doesn't have to just be family. It could be your friends, but people who you love. You're going to be spending time with them this weekend. Your action cards are saying that you will, and that all your hard work, this is probably something you've had in the works or something that you want to get going. It would be lovely if you had already had this going and it was this weekend for you, Leo. But if it hasn't happened yet, and it isn't happening now, it's something you've been thinking about, and this weekend, get the ball rolling. Get the list of the people. It's easier now than ever with the internet and Facebook to get people together. Maybe even a high school reunion. I would love to see my old classmates. It would be hilarious to see how they look now. Not necessarily in a bad way, but yeah. So you're going to be pulling people you love together. And in the end, it's going to pay off. It's going to give you a strong emotional return. So Leo, definitely invest in that. Use your creativity and your strong personality to get that ball rolling, get that reunion, or get those people together. That's what I'm seeing for you this weekend, Leo. Now for Aquarius, the King of Pentacles, nice strong money card, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Swords. So some strong cards in both the financial and the challenge suit. So let's take a look at them. The King of Pentacles represents economic power. The fact that you are in control of your finances and your plans are being realized and you are manifesting things that you want to come to you financially. But you also have that strong card in the challenge suit, Swords. And the King of Swords is speaking to being able to understand a complex situation, being able to grasp it and make it work to your advantage. Definitely a good card to have with that King of Pentacles to make you gain and acquire that economic power, that sense of success, that embodiment of success for you. But now let's go ahead and look at your Nine of Cups, your emotional card. The Nine of Cups is the emotional card that makes you feel as though your wishes are fulfilled. Contentment and very happy and comfortable, that sense. So that definitely speaks to these two cards. So this weekend, Aquarius, you are going to be very, very wrapped in just surrounded by good things, surrounded by good feelings, whatever brings you happiness, whatever makes you feel really and truly contented, you are going to achieve that this weekend, Aquarius. So, and definitely with that King of Pentacles, it's going to be something financial or something where you are going to be able to flex your economic muscle. But it's also going to be something that is going to, as the Nine of Cups says, bring you great pleasure. Make you feel like you are able to achieve anything. And of course, that's also making you realize that if you focus on the positive things, it's going to bring you what you want now. It reminds me of that book, The Secret, positive energy, positive thoughts bring positive results. So that's what's going to happen for you this weekend, Aquarius. Your positive energy, pulling that intuition that you are so strongly in tune with, all of those things are going to culminate to make your weekend very, very successful just in general. Not just with money and not just with power, but overall, you are going to feel like you are in control of your destiny this weekend. So if there's something that you've been feeling a little bit unsure about, or if you've been wondering, should I trust myself to do this? This is the weekend, and this is a weekend for you to trust your intuition, Aquarius. Hello, Gemini. We are starting out with the Ace of Swords. Very strong challenge card. The Two of Cups, very strong emotional card. Ooh, and the Nine of Swords. So you're going to have some challenge this weekend, but we know that with the Two of Cups, you're going to have a loved one, someone who is your ride or die at your side to help you with them. But as we've learned, the challenge cards aren't necessarily negative or challenge in itself, just asking you to think about your position. Think about what needs to happen, what you need to do, even though that sounds like action, right? So the Ace of Swords is speaking to being able to reach a resolution that you feel is fair, something that has been an issue or has been a problem for you, and now you feel like you're at a point where you can overcome that. You can become victorious over this situation. The Nine of Swords speaks to anxiety and stress, feeling like you should expect bad outcomes at every turn. But as we said, you have this Two of Cups, you have that lover, that partner, that someone who you just have a very strong connection with, who is going to help you move forward into harmony, forward into accomplishing whatever it is you need to. Someone you can actually talk to about this situation, because it sounds like with that, with the Ace of Swords and then the Nine of Swords saying, oops, well, you're going to be able to come to a fair resolution for this conflict. You're going to be able to figure it out. But in the meantime, it's going to give you nightmares. You're going to go through hell before you actually get that opportunity to look at it from a different way. Before you find that way to either prevent this from happening or to really use the sense that you have figured it out to work to your benefit. So that person who's right there with you, as I said, you're ride or die, that person is going to bring you around, keep your feet on the ground, keep you from being stuck in that rut where the Nine of Swords is saying, I keep thinking about bad things, I'm expecting bad outcomes. If you do that, that's what's going to happen. If you allow yourself to get stuck in that negativity rut, that is what's going to happen. So make sure you're talking about this. You need to be talking about this conflict that you need to get resolved. You need to let that person who is there for you know that you need them to help you. Seek that help, Gemini. Let that person in and let them know what's bothering you so that the nightmares stop and the resolution happens. Hello, fellow Libra. Let's start with the Knight of Pentacles, nice money card, the Three of Cups, an emotional card, and the High Priestess. So we have a nice, strong, standalone card. The High Priestess, let's go ahead and start with her. She speaks to intuition and listening to yourself, trusting your intuition and being able to know what's coming from your higher self, listening to that little voice inside. Now let's go with the Knight of Pentacles, your first card, your main card. The Knight of Pentacles is representative of, good luck on the horizon, being rewarded for things that you have done in the past, working toward that end game, that end goal. The High Priestess is saying that you are going to be able to tap into the more mystical part of yourself, the more spiritual part of yourself to achieve that, to get that results that the Knight of Pentacles is talking about. Being able to get that sense of stability and that sense of good luck from the High Priestess, from yourself, from within yourself. Then we have the Three of Cups that also talks about friendship. So perhaps this weekend you're going to be working together with a friend to get that going, because the Three of Cups is also talking about being in a celebratory state, like everything is going well for you. With these two cards really working together, saying that you are going to have a path that you want to follow. You are going to be trusting your intuition and knowing that you're receptive to those messages from your higher self to achieve the nice feeling of good luck, feeling that you are on a stable plane financially. Your friends are going to help you with that. So I'm trying to figure out here what that would be with your friends. On a financial standpoint, it makes me think of travel. It makes me think about a vacation, a much needed vacation, something fun with your friends, and something that will relax you, something that will get your creative juices going, get your mojo back, get you back to your old self. You need a break, Libra. So this weekend, take that break and make sure you take some people with you that make you feel like you're on vacation when you're at home and you're going to work every day. So definitely include those people in that little weekend getaway. Those people need to be with you. And now for Cancer. Starting with the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the King of Cups. I was worried there for a minute, Cancer, that you were going to have challenge for the whole weekend. Not a bad thing, but wow, challenge for the whole weekend, that's not what we want. So let's go ahead and start with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is speaking to, we know what the Knight of any suit tends to be more along the more brazen side, bold, willing to take chances, acting without thinking, basically, is what our knights do. So the Knight of Swords is saying that you are seeking rational and logical solutions to a problem you've been having, but maybe not in the best way. So let's take a look at your Ten of Swords, your other challenge card. The Ten of Swords is talking about the end of troubles and feeling like you're victorious. Something that just needed to happen. So not victory in that yippee-ki-yay sense or that yay sense, but whew, done sense. So, yeah, you are going to be looking for those rational and logical answers, and you'll get them, but not necessarily at a cost, but it's not going to be simple. It's not going to be what you would have wanted. It's going to be something that's going to come out okay in the end, but taxing. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel it. The King of Cups, a nice high emotional card, and one of the high cards in the emotional suit. He represents just that sense of good feelings all around. So though we're saying here that it's going to be a victory that you feel kind of weathered from, kind of challenged by, the King of Cups is saying that, yeah, you are going to feel victorious in the end. You will feel like you have managed to accomplish what you wanted to, and definitely feel like celebration is in order. And when it's all said and done, you will have that sense of just very strong abundance. Very, very, very happy outcome. And you will be looking to someone who you feel gives advice from the heart to help you with that. The King of Cups is someone who has your best interest at heart, is going to help you with finding the answer, that rational and logical solution, but tempered with some heart, and which will balance each other out here. Even though you feel taxed by having come out okay, you're still going to feel like, yes, we deserved a party for this. Yay, job well done. And now for Pisces. Starting with Death, the Emperor, and the Knight of Wands. So Death is a very strong power card, closely related to our Scorpios. So it represents a sense of transformation, changing for the better. So starting out with that card this weekend, Pisces, it's going to give you that opportunity to show the compassion that you so strongly embody as a Pisces. So you see that she is holding the full-blown rose, the grown rose in one hand, and the hand that's closest to her heart, she has the rose bud. So that is saying that this ending, or this change, is going to be definitely for the better, and it needs to happen in order for that something good to come to be. You do have the Emperor, another very strong card, in the power cards, and he is very closely linked to family. We see he has the family crest there, just like our Empress did. And with the Emperor, he's representing structure and protection. So while you're having this moment of transformation, while you're going through this period of change, there's going to be a very strong father figure type who is going to be protecting you, looking out for you, and also stressing that you have that stable beginning for your path to whatever change is taking place. Then with the Knight of Wands, again, we know our knights are very brash, very open to change without thinking about what would happen. But he's also going to give you that power for that forward movement to feel like it's okay to move forward. So it's important to have that card in this reading, because with that transformation, that change, and someone to help lead you through it, it's good to have the guts, the courage to do it. The Knight of Wands is giving you the courage to go forward with that, Pisces. And because you have a very sensitive nature that you tap into on a regular basis, it's good to know that you do have someone in your corner that is moving you forward. The Knight and the Emperor saying it's good, it's a good change. Trust in this transformation. Know that it will be a fresh start for you, a new beginning, and it needs to happen. It needs to clear out the old to make room for the new. So this is going to be a renewing, or a sense of renewal for you in this weekend for the coming week, Pisces. Scorpio, starting out with the Page of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. So I love that, Page and Page. I thought you were going to get the Page of Cups or something. That would have been exciting. But let's go ahead and start with our challenge, since the Page of Swords is your first card. So the Page of Swords is talking about a sense of curiosity and also a strong sense of diplomacy. So being curious about what's happening around you, and being diplomatic about getting the answers, being willing to get your hands dirty, or go take a look. You want to know about this? Jump in there. Can I learn about this? What can I learn from you? So this weekend is going to be a good weekend to check out new things, possibly go to some new places, check out some places you've wanted to see. A good a weekend for wanderlust. Get out there, see what's going on, try it. The Queen of Swords is speaking to perception. So it's really interesting that you have the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords. They very much work together, wanting you to accomplish, find the answers to these things yourself. You want to know how to do it. It doesn't say you're going to master it or you're going to take to it, but saying that these things that you're curious about, that you're willing to check it out, try it, go witness it, see what's going on. You are going to be open to the experience. You'll take something away from the experience, and it will probably help you understand it better. So you're going to get some clarity on something that you've been wondering about. I'm thinking it's going to be something where you are actually physically investigating or trying for yourself, but you're going to have a much better understanding of it when it's all said and done. And so that sense of understanding that you love, that you thrive on, you're going to have it with this weekend and these things that you're going to be trying. And then the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles is speaking to diligence and being able to really become successful. So this is saying, the Page of Pentacles is saying that this could be something that you will come out of it saying, I'm so glad I tried this. And that you also might, just feel very powerful, very successful, because you did seek it out, you did try it, you did very well at it. It's something you did take to. So if you've been wondering about trying something new, especially something that might be a little on the financial realm, check it out, because this weekend, Scorpio, you could very well be in command of it. And that is what I'm seeing for you. Thank you for joining me, and I want to invite you to join me for your weekly reading airing this Sunday. And as always, essentially, we all have a divine purpose. Embrace the universe and live your dream. Until next week, here's wishing you health, prosperity, and positive relationships. Farewell to you all.